Zero skin tape, low, and then just fade in hair growing and start back.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
do you want any length off the top, or do you want to leave it?
you can take some at the back. What I want to do is I want to lift the front to the back.
Okay. So you want to leave the front?
Yeah.
And then when you say from the back, do you mean sort of back here, or even further?
Further.
Yeah? So literally just the back that you want to tidy up. Maybe just take off like the end?
Yeah.
Perfect. With the zero, would you like to go about there?
Yeah.
Yeah? So I will cast that more like a mid-fade.
Mid.
Yeah? So, what's the steps, guys? What do I do first? Two, yeah? So, because we've done this on Monday, who wasn't it? Frankie, yeah? I'm just going to ask you for my next steps. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Cool. Because you lot know, or should know, what to do. So, we now know that the client's growing the top. So all he wants is tidied up just on the back, yeah? I still want us to be checking what shape it is on the top. So for me, I can see it was cut round. Did you have your hair cut here last time? Yeah? Cool. So, for his shape ahead, what should it have been cut? Square or square to round, yeah? Because he's hoping to have it coming this way, I'll cut it square. Yeah? But because we're not touching the top, we're going to let it grow. All I'm going to do is just adjust the back just to trim it up a bit. Yeah? But this is why I want you to have a look to see what it was and what you're meant to do. Yeah?
You're saying his previous haircut should have been cut square around?
Yeah. But it depends. If he was having the style as this, I would have probably done square to round. Because he wants to grow it coming back, I would go square all over.
Right.
Yeah? But the last time it was cut round on both sides.
Gotcha.
Yeah? Where I would not have given him that haircut. Yeah? So, number two. Yeah? Where do I come in from, guys? Middle bit, the middle curvature, yeah? So coming in, and we always start from the front. In demos, thanks Asa, in demos when I've shown you, the only reason why I've gone from this point to show you is because when you look from the middle, that's where the most protruding point is. Yeah, and that's our true guide. Yeah, so I only want you just so you can feel where it is, but we always start from the first column. Yeah, that was just to show you. So, coming from the beginning, from the front column, and turning out on the spot. Yeah. As you can see, there's not that much that's coming off. But if a little bit is coming off, we still do it. Yeah? Now, on the back, if we're doing a zero fade, where should I be taking my tooth?
Higher.
Higher, yeah? Where exactly do I want it to be? So where are we coming off from? On top of the occipital bone, the most protruding point. Not on top of it where it curves in, right where the most protruding point is. So as we can see here, I need to be coming off there, square. Yeah? If I'm doing a two back and sides or above, where should I be going? Yeah, from the bottom of the occipital bone, coming off here, coming off square. So we take it lower at the back, yeah? And as we can see, with the curvature here, we're coming off this point here, yeah? So as you can see, guys, I've cleaned off that side and I've still left all hair underneath. Yeah? Why have I left that?
You're going to take that off with the zero.
Exactly, yeah? So with our first guard, we don't need to worry about that, do we? Now, he's not having a disconnection. So I'm coming everything over. What I don't want to see is this, because you're not combing it all over, you're causing disconnection, where the disconnection will be here. Yeah? Comb everything over if it's not a disconnection. coming from the middle again, and we're rubbing up, yeah?
We don't take out the fringe, right?
All we take is whatever sits in our first column, yeah? We don't want to comb the fringe over this direction, because obviously then it's going to sit into our column. We just want to comb it down straight, and whatever falls into that column we take, yeah? So as you can see, and have a look at this as well, Matt, as you can see, when you look in the mirror, it's all square, yeah? We've not got loads of weight here. That's what I want to see, yeah? Where I'm coming round to a few of you, as well with yours, Matt, I'm coming round to a few of you, and I'm seeing that it's a lot lower, yeah? We need to take and clear off that weight, because all you're going to do is you think, oh, I don't want to take it too high. Well, what's going to happen when you finish the whole haircut and you've got massive weight here that needs to come off? So either way you're going to do it, you're going to be taking it off. So why not just do it from the beginning? Yeah? Clear it off. Yeah? Another thing, guys, when you look from the back at the sides here, you see how it all comes nice into it, yeah? What I don't want to see is when the hair is ended up pushed in here, and then you get a lump on top of it, a little patch here where it looks shorter, and then comes out again. All that is you've gone into the curve chart, yeah?
Kind of going like this. Right?
Yeah. So rather than, as you can see here, how I've created it, rather than coming off here, you've gone on to this point and then come up square. And all that's doing is made a dent. That's what we don't want, yeah? So as you can see with mine, I've come off from that point, and it all sits smooth, yeah? Another thing, what I don't want to see, is you holding your comb on the hair and working your way up. Because all that's going to do is push down the hair, and you're not going to take out that weight. As soon as you let go of it, you're going to have a massive reach here, yeah? So all you're doing is combing it down, letting go, coming up, yeah? So now we're going to do our zero right, yeah? So, always on this point as well, always clear off the excess. Because with your first guard, you always have majority of the hair, yeah? So that's what you want to clear off. So my client's told me he wants it roughly about there. Is that all right? Yeah? So, because he's got a beard, where am I going to start when I come in with my zero? Yeah, just at the top of the ear, because I don't want to go in and affect the beard, because we want to blend that in later on, yeah? So, coming in from the top of the ear, following it up to midway, following it up, and a slight little flip, just to get that layer off. So it sits nicely and we can see exactly where our line is, yeah? Now, as you can see as well, it's completely straight, that line. On the sides, that's exactly what I want to see, yeah? That's exactly what I want to see. So now, because I've come to that, in line with the mastro bone, what do I do now? Rotate, angle, yeah? Perfect. So we're going to come in and rotate. And why are we rotating?
Following the shape of the two.
Yeah, exactly. So it's mirroring it, yeah? Because what happens if I come straight all the way around? Exactly. And then I'm going to have less to deal with at the back. What's happened with you? Yeah? And then you end up having problems to try and blend it out, and then you've got to take it too high. Yeah? So this is why we rotate, to give us more space to blend. Because we're following exactly what we've done with our two, yeah? now, what am I going to do? Yeah?
Look in the mirror.
There we go. So I always place my finger just below the line. Yeah? So now when I match it on the other side, I can see exactly where I want to put my other line. Yeah? So it's symmetrical on both sides then, yeah? And you see how I'm still holding my finger there? Because I need to get to here where I'm ready to come in with my clipper before I let go. Yeah? So now I can see it, and I'm going to work my way up to that line. Yeah? As we can see, it's going square again, yeah? Now we're rotating. And I'm clearing off all the excess, yeah? I want to see exactly where my line is. And I want to see bits underneath, because what ends up happening is you don't know exactly if the line's meant to be there or is it meant to be lower, because there's all hair underneath it. So you just think, is the person slipped? Now what do I do?
0.
No, before that,
0.25.
have I finished with my line?
Oh, you need to check, right?
You need to check. You need to do the balance, yeah? So now I can already see that I need to bring up this corner here. Because look, it goes lower than that side, yeah? So I need to come back in. I've got to follow it round. These are all little steps we have to have in our head, yeah? We've got to remember all these bits. And then when you feel it's pretty much level and you've cleaned off all your excess, now you can move on.
The 0.25?
Perfect. So 0, 2, 5, right in the middle. Yeah? Right in the middle of our half and our 0. And how much am I taking it up?
Centimetre.
Why are we taking it up a centimetre?
So that we can blend it in more seamlessly.
So we can clear the 0 line. Yeah? Cool. Remember, a centimetre is just a rough idea that I put in. It's not a definite. If the 0 is not fading out, we need to come higher, or you know, or some hair we may not need to come as high. Yeah.
And do we just scrub, or do we flick this out? Or?
We're scrubbing that 0 line.
Just scrubbing it.
Yeah. And then when we're coming up to where we're creating another line, I just do a little flick out again. Yeah. Reason why I do a little flick out is because when I do the rest of my other clipper work, it's slightly blended in a bit more as well, rather than coming all the way to the line and then you've got to fade out to 0.25. Yeah? But can you notice, it's another thing that I noticed with some of you that you're not doing it, my 0.25 is exactly the same way I've done my 0. It's square, then I rotate. Yeah? Everything has to be mirrored with every bit of your grades. Yeah, I want everything to look the same. So now we're rotating. And I'm cleaning it off, every little bit, yeah? So, another thing that I can notice, the client's got a slight tag here. Things like this we've got to be very careful of. Because if I end up cutting that off, it's not going to stop bleeding. Yeah? So we've got to be very careful. And also, we don't want to, you know, make the client feel uncomfortable at all, yeah? So, the way I work around this is using a few of my teeth. When I go there, I want to clean it off. I'm literally going to work around it. Because if I go flat into it, I may hurt the client. Yeah? And if it's sticking out too much, it's going to end up cutting the client and then he's not going to be happy. Yeah? And trust me, I've seen it before. A few years ago when I'd done my shaving course at this company, one of the students that I saw that was cutting, a client had one of them tags, and he caught him, and he carried on like nothing happened. It was still bleeding, and the guy said, "Can I have a tissue? I'm bleeding." And he went, "Oh yeah, here you go." Gave it to him and carried on like nothing happened. Didn't apologise,
Like he didn't
nothing.
do it.
Yeah. No, but not even that he didn't do it. It's like he didn't care. "Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, there you go." And carried on. didn't care at all. Yeah. Wow. Customer care. If I'd done that to this client now, I'd be so apologetic. "I'm really sorry." You know, you've got to make the client feel like you care, because as well at the same time, it's embarrassing for you. You know, you're giving a client a service and you're cutting them. Sometimes it happens, but still it's embarrassing. Yeah. So these are the little things that, like, you know, we've got to take into care. Sometimes we don't notice these things. Like, I didn't notice that client had it. Now I did, and I carried on. Yeah, and I made sure that I didn't cut it. That's why you've got to observe everything. That's why it's even good to have a little feel around the head before you start. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, some clients will even say to you, like if it's a problem where they find it gets touched all the time, they'll say to you, "Oh, just to let you know, I have a little tag here, but just be a bit careful." And make sure, I always look at that point and find where it is. Sometimes I even target that bit first, depending on what it is. Yeah? So if, like, for instance, the client was having a 0 there, I know my clipper's going to catch it, I would literally just go over that little point and then I'll carry on like everything else normal. Yeah? That's just my little thing, just so when I get round to it, I know exactly where it is, I can see it. Yeah? Because that's another thing as well, when the client tells you it, and you do it. So you see I'm clearing off. Yeah? So now we can't see that 0 line. Yeah? What's next? Perfect, perfect. What is it, James? 105. Good. Good. So now, I'm rocking. Yeah? So I'm rubbing, and then I'm rotating onto, so I'm starting on this patch here, and then I'm rubbing, and I'm even getting up to this point, I'm rubbing, and I'm coming off square. Yeah? And I'm even coming and taking a slight layer off my 2, yeah? See that? Just clearing it up, yeah? Another thing, guys, don't take too long on one column, yeah? Rub it, rotate, coming up, and then move on to the next one, yeah? It's going to save you so much more time as well. So I'm bringing everything into my section always, yeah? See, I'm brushing down, always bringing in the hair into it.
Just want a medium fade out.
Yeah.
So if it was high fade, would it literally be like right up here? And like how high would the high one be?
Well, for me, if I was doing a high one, I'd probably take my 2 off the next curvature. but it depends.
It looks higher than usual too because you actually erased your 0 line with the 2.5, so it's higher than we assumed it to be.
Yeah. But it all depends on the hair. I've got to see it. Some people, you know, you can do a high fade and you can still do the 2 exactly where you normally do it. Some people you have to stretch it that much so you've got more space to blend.
Is like the high or the low, the difference about like a centimetre higher or lower where the mid is? Are we talking that sort of space?
Depends on the shape of the head again.
Okay.
If someone's got really long sides, obviously it's not going to be a centimetre, it's going to be a few. Where if they've got a small, imagine that's someone's side and the medium's right in the middle and then they're high. You know, it's a big difference. Where the client's here is like that big. Everyone's
We just have to judge it.
You've got to judge it. I always look at the head and go, okay, well that's where the medium is for me. Yeah? So, James S.
1.5.
Good. What one though? 1.5 what?
Fake.
Huh? Fade.
Yeah.
Fade. 1.5 fade.
You can make them up if you want, it's up to you, mate.
Fade.
Yeah.
Cool. 1.5 fade. Guys,
That is what I said.
you said fade. Okay. Same thing again, guys. Rocking, following it up square, yeah? Do you see how when I'm working, always when I get to this, I slow down. I know that's where the tag is. So then I can speed up again. Don't tell him. Do not tell him. He's always listening.
It's 1.5 true, isn't it?
What? What this is?
No, next.
Yes, good boy.
That's what I'm trying to think.
Good. So it wasn't one that you asked him first? No?
He puts it on you, that's one in it. You push me, mate, I don't know.
So, as James just said, it's 1.5 true. Because we've just finished with 1.5 fake. Good. 1.5 true. That means with the teeth open, yeah? Exactly the same thing, guys. Rubbing below and above that line, bringing it up. Working that thickness higher and higher, yeah? Slowing down again, just so I don't catch that. And obviously when I get to my shorter grades, I've got to be even more careful. Yeah? Are we all getting this motion now? Yeah? Yeah? Rubbing, coming up. Yeah? Rubbing, coming up.
So when it seems like you're going to town above the line, you're really always square, right?
What's that?
When it seems like you're going really fast, you're going above the line, your eyes kind of square,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. When I'm going fast, I'm going below the line and I'm doing that whole motion quicker though. I'm literally watching, because that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be one motion, going like that. I'm just slowing it down so you can get it, and then when you move it into one, as you can see, look at my clipper, it's doing that motion. Yeah, but because I'm doing it fast, I'm rubbing a few times. We're rather rubbing at first, then bringing it up. I'm doing it all in one motion. Yeah. Because once you get it, that's what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying.
You're going to be putting it into one motion. Because like I said, the clipper grade is doing the work for you. Yeah. Matthew, what's next?
Change to green guards.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no. Yeah, next one.
Okay. Cool. Because what would have happened?
I think
I would have created the line, right?
Yeah.
We would have been dropping grade. Should have seen Rob's face. He was like, no, don't do it. Exactly again, same thing with a 1. Rotating, coming up square, yeah? Guys, I'm testing you lot on this haircut. If it goes wrong, it's your fault, yeah? Don't worry, it'll be fine at the end. Don't upset this customer, alright? Better get it right. See how it's bringing all that weight up. This is what I want you to look at. Because a lot of your haircuts like this. See that I've literally stretched that fade. Yeah? Where a lot of the time, this point here is a lot lower. So this is how I want you to get used to doing, yeah? So we're coming in, rocking, yeah? Following it up. Yeah?
I just get too nervous, like sometimes about the top bit of the head.
You just got to bring it up. Yeah? See how much of a stretch we've got that fade. Yeah? So, Frankie, do you know what's next after the 1?
Just do the normal 1.
What's that?
You just do the true 1, yeah?
Yeah?
Fine.
Don't say nothing.
Just going down, yeah?
Yeah.
Then the half got open.
Yeah, so what's that called?
I don't know. I know which one it is though.
Show me, Kenny.
This one.
With it open, yeah?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Let's have a go, let's see.
You wouldn't do it if it wasn't right.
Oh, I'll do it. But I can fix it. That's the difference.
So there's a little riskier, right?
Oh, yeah. That's called a 075.
That is right though, yeah?
Yes, that is right. Well, look, there's no line. Following it up. Exactly the same thing, guys. Yeah? We're doing exactly the same thing, but as we know, the grade is smaller. So it's not going to take as much off here. Because when we rotate off that, we're going to come up square, we're going to be away from the head. Yeah?
That's what makes it seem different too, is that when you're actually coming up square, you're not taking as much off.
No. It's just more bringing out that line.
Right.
Yeah? And that's why we have to get every grade perfect, because we're stretching that fade. If we don't stretch it with our previous, and then we get our next grade down right, what's going to happen? It's going to take loads off, and you can be like, oh my god, I've messed up the haircut. Yeah? That's why every grade is important. So guys, who should I ask next? James M. What is my next step?
To knock it down to the front.
What's that?
Take it down.
To what? What's that called? What are you going to do?
Can you do that?
What?
0.6.
0.625. Is that what comes next? No?
No. Is it?
0.5 fake.
And then feathered round.
Yeah.
And then you jump up to the
0.5 fake. What am I doing with this, son?
You're just rubbing the line with just 2 teeth.
Yeah.
Right.
Refined though, that was my tech, that was my style, refined.
But you say with 0.625. Remember?
I didn't say any number, man.
No, but you put it in the middle. That's 0.625. 0.5 first.
Just refining with the teeth.
Yeah?
and then we feather it and then jump up.
Yeah, 0.5. I'm telling you more because you haven't seen this yet, yeah? 0.5 fake, yeah? 0.5 fake. Not true, fake. Yeah? And what we're doing now is we're going to take out that line, yeah? So we're using a few of our teeth and we're literally going to do, you know, the W motion, yeah? Taking out that line. So we're only rubbing on that line, bringing that higher. We're not coming all the way square now, we're just taking out that line. Yeah?
What happens if you go at it with all the teeth and forget this?
If you go all the teeth, you can end up taking it too high and creating a line. Yeah? By this, you're just feathering on it. Yeah? Because what you don't want to do, that I've seen with someone in my night class last night, he done. Sorry, I've got hair in my mouth. He done this point flat and it created this line. Yeah? So the line we've already got, he just took it higher. Yeah? That's what we don't want to do. Yeah? Well, can you give me a tissue for this, please? Got hair in my mouth. It's really annoying. Thank you. So, taking out that line, guys. Yeah. See, I'm just rubbing on that line, bringing it higher. Yeah. You see how it's starting to smooth it out. That line's starting to disappear now. Yeah.
Sorry. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Close encounter.
Oh yes. Very close. Can stretch the skin as well. If we feel it's too thick, by stretching the skin, we're going to get every little bit we need, yeah? And with this, how high we come with it just depends when it takes out that line, yeah? So the same thing again, I'm judging it on like a centimetre. But if it needs to come higher, especially on the back, we need to take it a little bit higher because it's more dense, yeah? We've got to push it a little bit higher to get that line out. Yeah? See that, guys? Start to come out now.
So you've done it so spot on that normally when I get round to here, I've got more of a line here. That's just where I haven't got it right from my arms, right?
Kind of that first time.
Around the back, I'm like getting it out quite well. Here,
Yeah.
definitely finding like.
And you know what that problem is? We're not targeting this corner, yeah? Remember how I say we always leave that corner longer? Like Matthew, you know when you leave that column, that's when this problem will happen. If you'll come round to refining, what's that? Yeah, that corner there. You know when some of us leave that long? That's why you end up getting a line. Because you haven't taken what's above it shorter. So once you come with this, you're just going to create a line. But it's not short enough. Yeah? So can you see that line? It's gone now, yeah? What's that? Yeah. So we saw a really dark line, so now it's very faded, yeah? So now, Joel, what comes next?
We jump back up and do a 625 flat to blend them both all.
Perfect, yeah? 0625, right in the middle. All it is our 025, but with the green guard on, so it makes it 625, yeah? In between a 075 and a 0.5 peg, right in between, yeah? So, Ollie, where am I targeting with this bit? So I'm coming flat, as Joel said. Where am I targeting? What am I doing?
Just to look where the line
Yeah? 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 So when I do this, am I going to come on it and come all the way square? No. What am I doing? Just a rocking motion on that bit. And as we can see, it's right here. You cause a next bit of sort of like a blurry line. Yeah? That's what we're creating right here, guys. This patch here where it's slightly darker. That's what we're targeting. Yeah? And we're just rocking on that line. So yeah, it's just smoothing it out, yeah? Yeah? So after we've done that, the fade should be done, yeah? But if it isn't, yeah, and there's still slight bits of line, we've done all our clipper work. Sometimes it's down to the client's hair being very thick. I've done this with you, Joel.
Yep.
What do I do now? If that is a problem, normally we won't have to do it. We can leave it like this. But just in case you're ever stuck in a barbershop and you get this problem where the fade does not come out, I want to show you this so you can get out of it. What do I do?
I think you drop down to like a 0.5 true, as in,
Yes.
and then feathered it out.
Yeah, just with a few of the teeth. And all I do is just target on that line. And if that doesn't get it out for me, I can go back down to my 025, and I'm only always, with both of them grades, using a few of the teeth. That's all I'm doing. So, just come in here, rubbing on that line. And all it's going to do is smooth it out a little bit more for me. Yeah?
You're doing this if there was still a line there or something?
Yeah. There was a line, and we've done our 0.5 and it's still not got it out. Some people's hair is so thick, they just won't do it. Yeah? And Joel noticed that with one client he done it with, and it was still a thick line, and he done all his clipper work fine. Yeah? Sometimes it can also be our 0.25. If we've not taken our 0.25 high enough and clear that to 0, that's where you can get it as well. Yeah? So this is just our, thing to go back to if it doesn't come out the way we want it to. Yeah?
Is that open there?
Now I've gone to a 0.25. That was open before. And now I've gone to a 0.25 just to clear off any other bits that look still a bit too dark. Sometimes it can be dents in the head. When people got the curves in their head and then dips where we can't get it, that's why it needs to be done, yeah? So 0.5, just working round. Just put your head down. Perfect, thank you. Yeah? Like I said, this client's hair don't really need it, but I just want to show you, and also it's just going to make it that much smoother. Yeah? Now 0.25. Just on little bits there. But literally, I do not want you lot doing this, only if I come over and I see there's still a line and you've done all your work, then you'll do it. I don't really want you doing this here at all. This is just for you lot to learn. When you're in a shop and you haven't got me, you know how to tackle it, yeah?
Aaron, is that to do with the grades that you've done, or sort of like the client's, how the client's hair is? Or is it just...
Both, it can be both. So it can be either your 025 you didn't bring up enough, yeah? Or it's the client's hair's very thick, yeah? And it just needs that little bit more. By using the teeth, we're just breaking it up. We're not creating, because what you don't want to do is go flat and bring it too high, and then suddenly you've got to do your whole clipper work again. Yeah? So, done all that now. What comes next? Lewis. Huh? Yeah, perfect. So we can taper the back first, yeah? Always clean it off so you can see exactly what you're doing, yeah?
This isn't always a necessary step for zero fade too, right? Tapering the back.
Yeah, I would always do it.
Really?
Yeah. Honestly, because look how hairy it is still, yeah? Some people's hair grows really far down or it's very thick. This always just, for me, finishes it. We do it always in our clipper work anyway. You know when we do the tapering, and then right at the bottom we always flick it out, don't we? It's just that, but we're taking it high because it's a zero. Yeah? So I'm coming in, and I'm just flicking out. I'm not going all the way to the bottom of my maestro bone. I'm just slightly coming into the hair. That's all it is. And now we can go around the outlines. Our detailers, yeah? And also doing this at the back, that's what you would do if you was doing a proper skin fade. Yeah? So you just take that higher up, doing the flicking motion, yeah? So my outlines are done, yeah? Yeah? So now I'm just going to trim the back of the client's hair. That's what we want, yeah? So because the client only wants the back done, what do you think you would do? What would... Ollie, what would you do?
I would separate apex from the back
Yeah?
and just do profile line in the back.
Yeah? it's long enough to sweep though, what would you do?
Start from the middle, work back. Start section. Yeah, just section that.
Yeah.
Forward and then the back.
Yeah? I would, because I'm sweeping, I'll come from this side. Remember how we sweep from the side? I'll come from there, just take from my profile, take a little bit off, following down the column, because I'm only taking off the end. Yeah, if it was a lot longer, then yeah, I would sweep from the middle, bring it in to my guide, make a new profile line, do it that way, yeah? But I'm only taking off the end. It's not a big deal. It's going to blend in, yeah?
If you did that, would the profile sort of at the back be connected with the profile at sort of the apex, as in the height of the hair at the apex?
You're going to make that, and you would have to make it.
Yeah.
So, because he wants the back short but it's longer, you'd have to angle it.
Okay.
Yeah? So. This is what I would do in a barber shop. Yeah? Because it's quicker. Yeah? I've got my profile line here. That I'm going into, my apex, sorry. And I'm going round, yeah? Yeah? For you guys, when you're doing it here, because you're still learning, yeah, I would do the profile line right in the middle, yeah, and just do your peach section, just because then you can never go wrong. But honestly, when you're in a barber shop, that's how you can do it. Because the profile line, to just take a bit off is so long. What's the point? Yeah? Once you know what you're doing, I'm saying. It's all about in a barber shop. Yeah, you know, the quality has to be perfect, but at the same time, you want to know all the quick things to do as well. Yeah? Because if you've got a full shop of people and you're taking an hour on one person, people are not going to be happy, are they? And like I said, my client only wants off a little bit, so I know I'm not going to mess up the hair by doing this. If he wanted off a good amount off the back, then I would have to put the profile line and all of that, yeah? And then I can cross-check it. So a little corner there. And then it's all blended in to the front then. Yeah? This is just a quick way how to do it, yeah? So now my back's done. Yeah? What do I do next? Joe?
Connect?
Yeah? Would you class that as...
So probably clipper over comb?
Yeah?
Drying off.
Perfect.
After drying off. Yeah.
I'm alright like this, but then when I start cutting, I'll be like, what's next?
So, client's got no disconnection. So how am I drying it? Natural. I'm drying it naturally, yeah? There's no disconnection. If, say the client had a disconnection on this side, I would comb everything over this way, make all the rest of it natural, and part this out of the way, because I know I need to blend this in.
So I've dried it, I've done
Yeah.
it before, and then because it's like well dry, you have more of a struggle.
Yeah.
Combing it back in.
By putting it there slightly makes it easier for you. And also, you don't forget you've got a disconnection in. Because what I find a lot of people, what they do, is they dry it off, one side disconnected, but they've flapped everything over to one side and then they just start scissor-over-combing it. And what's that's going to happen is wipe out their corner, their disconnection they've just done. Yeah? So I'm going to go with this clip-over-comb. Yeah? And when I do clip over comb, I use the same point where I done my first guard, yeah? With my clipper. And I come in to rotate my comb off that point there, yeah? So I use that as the curvature to come up square, yeah? Following it up, and everything that lays into my comb that is longer than my clipper work, that's what I take off, yeah? So as you can see when I come here, look, that's my clipper work there. This is what's overhanging, so that needs to come off. Can we see that? So this is my clipper work underneath here. This is where my 2 was, and this is all longer, so that needs to come off. So basically, we're blending the top, above my clipper work into a 2. Yeah. But obviously, you couldn't put another 2 on it to make it square because you've already done that.
Wouldn't take anything off, right?
Yeah, you won't take anything off. So doing it this way, you've got more control. You can get to exactly where you want it to go.
See, for me, this step isn't instinctive because instead he's growing his hair out, so I'll be inclined to just not touch it after that.
It's got to be connected though. Because what's going to happen, even though he's growing it, are you going to leave him a step? Do you know what I mean? So even when clients say to you, I'm growing it, they're growing the top. If he turned around to me and said, I want this all to overhang, I want to grow it to here, straight away disconnection. Yeah? But because he's having it connected, it's got to come off. Yeah? That's the thing, if you ever feel a client's growing it, and if you wipe off this side, it's going to do too much, all you do is you do your blend lower, you can do a disconnection. Yeah? There are 2 things that you can do. Or if he is having a disconnection and he wants a high fade, then cool, it's fine, because he's having a disconnection. So when I'm doing my clip over comb, to remove weight, I'm doing this way, yeah? When I'm refining, when I've taken all the weight off, but there's a little bit there, I come up. Yeah? If I come up that way when there's a lot of weight, it's not going to cut, it's just going to push the hair up. That's why we come at an angle to slice it all off. Yeah? This is just for our refining.
Some barbers do like a whole haircut with this, right?
Yeah. I've done someone that's come in with a scissor cut who said to me, oh, I don't want it, the reason I don't have clippers is because it's too short. So I got out my clipper over comb, bang, done it all. So basically I could have done reverse layering, I could have done scissor over comb, but I just thought, do you know what? You're not paying me enough, so there you go.
This decision.
Yeah. And all I said to the client is, trust me, I'll do it this way, it'll be nice and clean, and it won't be as short, it'll be to the length you want it. And the client was like, okay, and I've done it. I said, is that alright? Yeah, actually. Remember, clients know only from what they've seen in past experiences. If you're the barber and you know what the client wants, tell him. Yeah? I've had clients, last night for instance, this guy had disconnection on both sides. Yeah? The student finished his hair, straight away I walked over and I was like, the disconnection is too low down. I literally didn't even ask the client. I literally toned it down, pulled it down, and I was just about to cut and he went, are you going to cut all that off? And I went, yeah. He was like, why? Literally wiped it off and he was like, oh actually this is better. Baz, can you go and do your work? Yeah, and I just took it all off, and at first he's like, what are you doing? Showed him after, and he's like, oh actually, you know what you're doing? Of course I know what I'm doing. Yeah? That's the way you got to see it. As long as you know exactly what that client wants, you advise them. Yeah? If a client sits in my chair and says, oh, I want a disconnection, I want it over to the side, and it's this length, I'll be like, mate, no point doing the disconnection. Because all you're going to do is going to look like you've got a little step overhanging. Because the hair's not long enough to overhang for a disconnection. Yeah? You've got to tell your client these things. You advise them. You know what's best for them, so tell them. But if you tell them in a way where you look nervous, they ain't going to believe you and they ain't going to listen to you. Right? Yeah? If I turn around to this client and I was like, oh, I think we should do this, he's going to go, well, you don't look confident in what you're saying, so no, actually, I'll stick with what I know. Yeah? Exactly. I turn around to this client and I say, trust me, I'm going to put this thing in your hair and it's going to grow like that. And I say it in that convincing, he's going to believe me. It's all about the way you say it. You've got to believe what you say.
No, that's true.
It's true.
Like I've seen it at first, you've got to be confident whatever you do.
Exactly.
Even if you mess up, you know you're going to mess up at first. You've got to be confident what you're doing.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, the person sitting in your chair, if you don't give them confidence, why are they going to want to come back? Yeah? Don't get me wrong, in the past, all the years I've been doing it, I've messed up people's hair. But I know how to get out of it. I've done one guy, I was doing clip over comb and I slipped. He was having a 1.5 back and sides, I've done a 0 in his head. Right little patch there.
Even when you're practicing right now, you've got to be confident whatever you're doing, man. Just do it as fast as you can. And that way, when they're sitting in the chair, they're not feeling nervous.
Exactly.
They're not upset, man. Because what to go like,
because what you got to think of as well, yeah, the clients that are coming here, it's a free haircut. They know you're training, yeah. So already they're taking a risk, yeah. So if they sit in your chair and they're like, okay, he's a trainee, hopefully I get a good haircut. I had one last time, and suddenly you come over and go, okay, I think I can do that. Is he going to feel comfortable? He's going to be like, do you know what? I made the worst mistake of my life. Yeah? But if he comes and sits in your chair, he knows you're training, he's taking a risk as it is, yeah? Then you turn around and go, oh, 0 fade, cool. Yeah, so we're going to go mid fade, we'll do this. Straight away, he's like, wow, this guy knows what he's doing, I'm safe. Straight away. That's what it's about.
even though you mess up, but still, you know
Exactly.
that by the time he's been there now for 30, 40 odd minutes, you're up to something, you know, you're doing something right.
Exactly. And also as well, customer care.
Yeah.
It's
If
customer
you feel
care.
nervous afterward, forget it, anyway, you've done your job anyway.
You've done what you've done.
Yeah, you've done what you've done. But
Yeah.
in the meantime, you give them all of that.
It's true, because at the end of the day, another thing as well that I'm a strong believer on, is a lot of barbers there is out there, and there's a lot of really good barbers, but there's some really good barbers that have no customer care, don't have no personality, and they'll cut your hair and they'll give you an amazing job, and then you'll get someone else that's a good barber, he's alright, he's not the best, but he's alright, but got amazing personality. I promise you that client will go back to the guy that was alright at cutting hair and had personality.
I'm alright then.
Yeah, my barber. My barber's terrible, and he's well alright.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah? That's what it's about. It's about personality. If I mess up this client's hair, but I've given him a good time and said, oh, I'm really sorry, 1 second, let me fix it, make it look better, and suddenly I show him and he goes, actually, it's not that bad, because the guy's alright. Do you see what I mean? That's the difference. Where if you do his hair and you mess it up, and you ain't got no personality and no customer care, he's gonna be fuming. I'm gonna be like, do you know what? I wanna make a big scene. I'm gonna tell everyone that you're rubbish. Yeah? Where if you're a nice guy, they think, alright,
You try.
next time hopefully you get it right. Yeah? That's the difference. But obviously don't get it right. Yeah? You ain't allowed to make mistakes.
I hope that geezer's alright like that.
Yeah. You're not allowed to make mistakes, but that's what I mean. There's a lot more involved. Yeah. Because that one thing I always believe as well is when you're in your school, like here, you're learning. Once you get into the barbershop, can't make no mistakes. Because once that person is paying you, you could do the best haircut ever. Imagine I do a really good haircut on this client. He'll walk away. He'll tell one of his mates, I had a really good haircut today, man. That guy there is really good. Yeah? If I gave him a bad haircut, he'll go on Google, make a review, tell about 50 people, then he'll tell all his friends and family, don't go there, he's rubbish. Yeah? That's why you make one slip up and it can ruin your career. Yeah? So you make your mistakes here, when you go, you've learned from them, yeah? And that's so true. And as you've probably seen on a lot of pictures on Instagram, you're as good as your last haircut. Yeah? Because at the end of the day, the person that's in your chair last, that's the one who's seeing how good you are. If you don't do a good haircut, you're rubbish. Doesn't matter if 5 haircuts ago you've done the best haircut ever and everyone wanted that one. That was 5 haircuts ago, I'm doing this one now. Yeah? That's the difference. So with our clip over comb, See how it just smooths it all out. This is why I like to flip over comb, because for me, rather than doing your higher guard and then you're taking out them corners, this just wipes it out in one go.
And it's the comb just resting on the natural curvature.
Yeah.
My biggest worry with this is that I'm going to lean it too far in and wipe out the shape.
Well, that's why I'm judging it off this second curvature.
Okay.
I'm coming square from there. I'm using it on this. I'm using it on this point here, guys, yeah? That's where I'm coming square on.
Seems like Clip-over-comb is also a natural choice for skin fades, right?
Yeah? Because it goes from so short to long. So for me, this is my favourite thing for neck hair. Every haircut I do, I use this. Always. Always. It's just when I'm teaching week 4 and 5, I just never do it because I'd rather you lot get used to doing your higher guards because it's just easier to know. Higher guards easier to know. This, teaching someone this, oh, you can mess up bad. Yeah? You can ruin the whole haircut.
If you're not pulling out.
Exactly. So after I've done that now, guys, I'm doing a little bit of scissor over comb, but can you see, minimal to deal with. This is just smoothing it now. Yeah, all I want to do is smooth out that hair. Yeah? Same again, I'm resting my comb on that second curvature. Pulling up. Anything that falls into my comb, taking off, and I'm slightly rounding it. I'm slightly bringing into it. Yeah? You can also do this one when you're leveling out. Yeah? For me, I feel comfortable doing it that way. And you wait until you finish your whole column, until it's all blended in, and then you move on to the next section. So now I've got a guide to go with. So when I pull up my next column, that's where the short bit was. I'm just matching it in now. Yeah? And the scissor over comb is the most important of all. Because I've done a good haircut and now I can go with my scissor over comb, slightly coming too far, messed up the whole back. What are you going to do then? I'll take everything shorter and higher. So you see how every little detail of the haircut is important. Yeah?
On the side, didn't you push the comb like quite far in on the side?
Yeah,
But not
yeah,
back.
yeah. Because I come up square on this patch here, and once I've got further in, I want to blend in that corner. So all I'm doing is rounding off the corner. I'm not taking it right in. All I'm doing is just on this corner here. Yeah? Because all I'm targeting, there's a corner here, the higher corner. All I'm doing is rounding off that corner. Yeah? So that's all I'm focusing on. Yeah? Yeah? Are you alright with me using the razor back the neck as well? Yeah? Cool.
With sort of beard.
Yeah? Cool. So guys, I'm going to use the razor on this client as well, just so you lot can see it.
Before I come here, I went to my mate's shop who went to this course. He taught me how to use a razor, but that's all I cared about. So like, I don't want to ask him for any clipper help or nothing. Just anyone who comes up and stupid music.
We loved it.
I tried to do it myself in a couple of places.
Yeah.
Doing it on someone's alright.
Yeah, I bet. always do just a little bit of a blow dry, just before I even style, just to see how it lays, if there's any little bits that I need to go over. Yeah? Right here. Because that's how the client's going to be wearing it. So just before I put my styling in, just a quick rough blow dry, just to put it into place. How's that?
A bit too high, but no, it's fine.
Yeah? And what I like to do as well, I'm going to just blend in these sideburns as well. And you want me to shape it there like so. I'm just going to put a little bit of a shape on the top here as well, just to shape up this section here. And all I'm doing is just slightly bringing it in to the hairline, and it makes it look so much sharper. Yeah? And now, the fade doesn't look as high as well, because now you can see more darkness. Yeah? So again here guys, just coming into the line. See that? Just sharpens it up a little bit more. Yeah?
Would you rather do that with a detailer or a cut throat?
I'm gonna do it with the cutthroat, but I always go with detailers first.
To get it done.
Yeah, just to get it going. Because once you've done it with your razor, it's done. And a little bit more flip over comb, just where I feel it's a little bit heavy. So, now, I'm just fading these sideburns. I'm going to go with a 1.5 on the bone and blend it up, because I know the beard's not that long. Yeah? So you always just want to go near to the grade he's got on the side, just so you don't create a line, yeah? So obviously you'll go down to your green guard, work down your grades on every bit, yeah? There we go, so it's all nice and blended now, when you've got a sharp line, yeah? And we're doing now, it's just, we're blending the opposite way. That's all it is, yeah? So I'm just going to go and get a razor.
Do you usually have a zero fade? Yeah.
So we're going to put the razor in. You can't give me the gel. It's a big bucket. So guys, remember how to do these, yeah? And we've got to be very careful with these because you know how much of a pain they are. Yeah? Always where it curves round, we have that, you know, flat down. There we go. It's nice and in, perfect, yeah? There we go. Thank you. Also, sorry, can you give me just one of them tissues? So guys, we can already see the client's got a couple of moles on the back as well, yeah? So we want to be careful with. So I always just go around it. With the detailers, just to clear it off, yeah? Thank you. Not that one. No. What a waste. Never. Just put it back over there. Just put it. So we're just putting like a fingertip just to clear it on the skin. All this is, just in case the client's got sensitive skin, yeah, we can put this and it just stops it. If not, you can use a little dab of water, things like that, yeah? Oh yeah. So, coming in, and we're using the middle of the blades, just to clear off all the excess hair, yeah? Always stretching the skin as well. We'll be very careful. Because honestly, once you grab it, that's it. Done. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Just clearing around the edges, you have it? Always stretching the skin, guys.
So just as a rule of thumb, how high do you take the blade up?
See where we've done the outline?
It's just underneath that.
Yeah, we're just clearing all that off, the excess, yeah?
Does that shave gel dry or will it stay on his neck for a while?
It does stay wet for a while, but obviously once you start clearing it off,
It gets thinner and dries out.
yeah. But that stays a lot more wet than fun. Cool.
That shave gel is just for like detailing now, yeah?
Yeah, or you can even use it on the face. Some people shave a bit just on the face without the phone. So now all I'm going to do is do it just around these edges here for the client. don't need loads of this, because the more you pry on, you won't be able to stretch the skin, yeah? Just coming into the line. Yeah? And we can stretch the head slightly over. Stretching the skin. Yeah? Always stretching the skin, guys. Yeah? Most important bit is stretching the skin. Yeah? You see how I'm focusing more on putting the lining first? I'm not worrying about this bit at the moment, I can clear that off after, yeah? Is that alright, that height for you?
Go a little bit down.
A little bit more?
Just like that.
Yeah? Now I can clear all the rest of it off, yeah?
I've seen on Instagram where you put like, I've seen someone put like paint or something here, I don't know what it is, and then
Chalk.
what's that? Yeah, chalk.
Yeah. Or you get
Talcum powder, right?
talcum powder, you put your detailers in it, and then you draw it on.
Yeah, a dude did that to me over. I don't know why they're doing it.
Yeah. Basically, so you don't mess up the line.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
You want to hold my brother to paint on the beard.
When they dye the beard as well, yeah.
Why do they do that?
You can draw your lining with foam though as well, right?
Yeah.
When you've got white foam, you can sort of draw your lines and that.
Yeah, it's basically like dye or whatever. Only lasts for like a day or two.
And that cheap.
Yeah, just for Instagram. Just make your Instagram pictures about. Might have to cut that. Always stretching the skin. Now we measure it on both sides. Already I can see that side's lower. Yeah? I want to bring it down. Yeah, it's just ever so slightly lower. And see how I'm doing it bit by bit, guys? But suddenly you do too much, then you've got to go back from this side and match it up to that side, and then you just back and forth constantly. Yeah? There we go.
Most of the time we do shapes.
Some matte dress product in your hair. Do you normally wear it? Okay. Yeah. So you like it a little more recent? Yeah. See how I say it as well, it's using your fingers, yeah? Let your fingers be the brush and the comb. Placing it everywhere. When it's slightly more flat, coming over there. And the last little bit, another finger, and I'm going to place it over to the way the client wants it, yeah? Yeah, one moment. Thank you for your time. Nice to meet you.